Hey guys, welcome back to All Bases Covered with Mackenzie Alexander. I'm so excited about today's episode. Actually, it's another LSU baseball commit. His name's Jack Ruckert, goes to Catholic high school. He's a junior in high school. He's a left-handed hitter, has lots of raw bat speed, lots of just great talent when it comes to controlling the bat. He is on USA Prime for travel ball. He's been to All-American games. He played for Knights Nation before, which is a well-known travel team in Louisiana. And yeah, there's just a lot of great potential that he has, and I'm so excited that he's coming on. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's introduce Jack Ruckert.
I'm excited.
What's up, Jack? How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. So let's just start off right away with how are you feeling going into baseball season? I know it's fall ball right now. You guys have some time before you actually start, hitting. But how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We got a solid team this year. We had the signing day today, so we had I think 5 guys sign. We got some good seniors, and we're coming off last year. We had a great team. We got some unfinished business, I would say. So we're really focused on just getting better every day and just win the state championship because we won it my freshman year and it was a great feeling. I want to get it again.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Bass, he seems like he's just he has so much impact on y'all's team. Like he is a foundation for your team. What is it like having a coach like that?
Yeah, he's great. Like with the team, we do something that I like that he does. We do manhood. It's basically before we go out to practice in the fall, we do about 15 minutes of just working on our minds because that's something big. Not everyone has a coach who takes time out of their practice to 15 minutes to help us work on our mind to help ourselves so that whenever we do get in those big moments of state championships, we'll be ready and we can slow the game down and be able to perform our best.
No, I really like that, and I had no idea that you guys did that. I mean, people think that this is just a physical game, but really it's mental before physical because you can't do anything if you have a mental block. And so the fact that he honors that, that's awesome. Um, so just tell me kind of about you. Tell me about your story, how you got into baseball. Did dad play? Did you always want to play? Did you play other sports? Kind of just walk me through that.
So I'm originally from Washington, D.C. My parents are both from Louisiana, so we moved back here when I was in third grade. And my dad, he played baseball a little bit, but he was mostly a basketball player. My mom, she kind of did cheerleading. She didn't play too many sports. My sister plays basketball, so we got a pretty decent sports family, I would say. And I've been playing baseball ever since I can remember. Really, it's just something I've always loved. I played basketball and football, but I quit playing football my sophomore year, and I just focused on baseball. And so I'm just, grateful to God that I can play this great sport. So I'm just taking every day and not for granted because I love the game.
Yeah, I mean, you're a junior, so you still have next year, obviously. But junior year is a big year. I mean, recruitment is where peak is for recruitment. If you're not getting recruited by junior year, then honestly, good luck playing college ball. Like, hate to say that, but you know how that is. What has the process been like for recruitment? I mean, I know you're committed to LSU. Obviously, there's rumors going around about other things, but what was your recruitment process like to where like you I guess just walk me through the steps of what it was like, how the moment you even knew you wanted to play college ball, and just kind of how what you had to go through to even commit to LSU.
I've always wanted to play college ball ever since I can really remember. And so I say like my eighth grade year is when I started talking to colleges. They got a new rule now where you can't till junior year, but this is before that. So I talked to a lot of the schools, and LSU was always my dream school, really. And they had the coaching change, and ever since I started talking to Coach Johnson, it's where I knew I wanted to go, and I couldn't be more excited. So I'm glad it worked out the way it did.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's probably irrelevant, but where are some of the other colleges that showed interest in you?
Um, some of the some of the other SEC schools were the big schools that I talked to were considering, but at the end of the day, I couldn't pass up LSU. It's always been a dream of mine.
Speaking of dreams, I mean, you already loved LSU. You committed before they even won the World Series, right? So
Right.
what was that like to watch that and be like, I am going there like in a few years? Like I get to be with some of those guys and like be a part of that program and hopefully take another championship home.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be in Omaha in June whenever they won it with my dad and my mom, a couple of friends. So, being there really just, magnified it all. Getting to see it all happen up close, I would say it was exciting and motivating because, those guys are great players and, I can dream of be like that one day. So that's really just a dream of mine to play on that stage. So, yes, man.
What did you think about Tommy Tanks and what he did last night?
Oh, that was awesome. Whenever he hit that walk off, I was actually in a hotel room because we had a tournament before
Mhm.
that, and it was me and my dad, and we were excited.
Yeah. Um, what stood out to you about LSU? I mean, obviously it's close to home. Some of your friends were going to play there. But you said Coach Johnson, ever since you started talking to him, he would always just, was real with you. He was something you wanted to, play for. Is there certain attributes about Coach Johnson that stood out to you, maybe that other coaches didn't have?
Yeah, I'd say he's honest. He'll tell you what you need to work on, and that's something I value. He's great with developing infielders and left-handed hitting infielders especially. So that's something that kind of drew me closer to LSU. And then I'd also say Coach Jordan. He joined staff last year. He's the third base coach, recruiting coordinator. I've known him for a while now, actually, because he used to be the recruiting coordinator at Duke, and I've always got along with him, and he's a great coach too. All the coaches are great there, which is, I want to go somewhere where I can develop and eventually make it to the big leagues, and I feel like there's no coaching staff better in the country. So
Yeah. Speaking of big leagues, you go to Catholic, great, great program, so successful. Obviously has produced superstars. Josh Smith just won the World Series, went to Catholic. What are your emotions knowing that you're at a program like that that can really help you get to where you want to be and that it happened for him?
yeah, I'm grateful. I mean, the same coaches who coached him, they've seen it. They know how to get players there. And so, I'm just trying to get there day in, day out, just working and, just one day at a time. And, state championship, then College World Series and World Series, kind of just like he did. But it was really cool to see him do that and to see Aaron Nola do really good in the playoffs too. It's just to show how talented the players that come through Catholic are.
Yeah, I'm guessing you've had to work your way up there. It wasn't always like this. I've watched videos from your freshman year to now. You have a lot of raw bat speed. You have a lot of talent when it comes to the control with the bat. You have versatile talent when it comes to being a defender. Speaking of it, this video actually shows Jack hitting, and I have some questions for you, Jack, after we show it. But here's just a video of kind of him hitting, and it was a pretty hard one. Yeah, so obviously you guys just saw that was an absolute bomb. Like I'm guessing you hit what, maybe 95 miles per hour, 97. What were you hitting, Jack?
I'm not sure how hard it came off the bat, but I mean, it was a good pitcher. So
Yeah.
it, that was a lot of fun.
You're a left-handed hitter. That's different. Have you always been like that?
I have. I mean, I'm not sure really how it happened, but I do everything right, and then I hit left. It's just kind of, it's just how I've always been. So Yes, ma'am.
When it comes to finding somebody to work with you for, reps and just building that strength in the arm and things like that, obviously they have to come at it with a different approach because you are left-handed. Is there a difference, you think?
Um, there is a little bit of difference because I'm right hand dominant, so sometimes
Oh.
my top hand, is a little bit weaker. So it's just like little things like a lot of guys do who hit lefty and throw righty. They'll brush their teeth lefty. They'll be on their phones lefty just to strengthen it up and kind of make it more even, so it's a little bit easier to swing the bat.
Yeah, a lot of that reps and a lot of that experience comes from obviously playing travel ball because as important, obviously school ball is, and coming to LSU for college and all that, the time that you spend away from the field on summers isn't necessarily time away. And people who play sports, I know that you have to stick with it even in the summers. You used to play for Knights Nation, now you play for USA Prime. I guess what was that switch? Why did you make that switch? And also what have you saw, I guess, come out of making that switch for yourself?
So I used my first like whenever real travel ball got going, going in high school, I played with USA Prime. Um, and then once I got in high school, the Knights are a great Louisiana program, great program all around, and they're big with my high school. So I still do like play like we have Catholic affiliated summer ball, so I'll play with the Knights. But what really made me make the switch was just playing with my old teammates. It was a lot of fun this summer. I'd say it was the most fun summer I had playing baseball in my life. Just getting to play with all my old teammates and such great players. It was so much fun.
Yeah, let's talk about a little bit of the brotherhood that over time you build with these people. I feel like most people don't understand that not only are these your teammates, but these are your brothers and these are people that you are doing life with. And so, what is it like to have a good, strong support system? I mean, even when you don't have a good game, maybe you strike out, maybe you don't have the most best game where you're like, wow, I really nailed it, but you have people behind you that are like, it's okay, it's okay, we're gonna grow, we're gonna learn from this, and that just have that foundation. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's great. You said like you go through life with them. That's true. I see them from 7:30 in the morning at first period to whenever we finish baseball, and then those are the guys I hang out with on the weekends. Those are my best friends. And that's what makes high school baseball so much fun for me is I'm playing with my lifelong friends. It's just me and the guys out there just trying to have fun. So I would say that's what makes it so special playing at Catholic is we all went to Catholic schools, right around Baton Rouge, and so we've been knowing each other since we were really like 9, 10, and now this a lot of these seniors last year, so just trying to enjoy it really.
Yeah, obviously a big part about being a Catholic is it's the faith. I mean, bringing God into what you guys do, bringing God into the foundation of your guys' program. Kind of talk to me on how having God in sports makes all the world difference. I mean, in the beginning of this interview, you said, hey, like, glory to God, like this is all to Him. So, kind of talk to me and give a piece of advice to me, maybe who doesn't bring God into their sport, and how it just impacts you, how it's changed you for better.
Yeah, Catholic does a great job with just being a Catholic school. We take religion classes, we have mass. So I've learned, so much about my faith and about myself just from, going to church every Sunday. And, we rely a lot on God. We center everything we do at Catholic around God because, He'll guide us. And then any advice I give is like, just to talk to him, take some time out your day to pray, go to church on Sunday, and it'll make such a big difference. And I'm still striving to keep getting better at that, but it's made a big difference in my life.
Yeah, I think it's an anchor to lean on when, maybe you do have a bad game or maybe when you don't feel like it. You have to think to yourself, I am so blessed to get to do this game at literally one of the best places for high school in the entire world. And so I feel like it's about the perspective change because I feel like a lot of players can get burned out. And I mean, I play sports myself, so I can say, for example, that I didn't necessarily have faith during high school. I kind of got to it when I was in college, and so just knowing like you have that anchor to lean on is it makes you feel like, okay, even if the world's falling apart around me, like I have that, and like that's why I have to rely on.
Right. Yeah. Something, I've seen, Kay Beloso is the big dog for LSU this year. He said, whether he goes 0 for 4 or 4 for 4, he still has peace with himself because he knows God still loves him. So that's something that's kind of stuck with me. And I try to model that.
And if you even look at Cade's, career last season, he went through a lot of tribulations. I mean, doing good in the beginning, and then he got hurt, and then went through mental health issues, had to take some time away from the field, came back, saw him at Omaha, literally had a grand slam. Like, it just shows like God will reward your obedience, and like he'll be there for you even when you don't get it. And I feel like so many athletes sometimes are like, well, I lost this game and now it's the end and all this. But I feel like when you have God to rely on, and you really rely on like, okay, it's his understanding, like not my own, it just helps you have more confidence in what's to come.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So let's talk about kind of the process of getting selected for these big games like All American, and I guess just what's like being there. I mean, there's so many talented individuals, including yourself there. There can be a lot of competition. There can be a lot of like, am I even good enough to be here? Like, just comparison. Can you kind of walk me through what it's like to even get selected for it? And once you get selected, kind of just getting there and getting a routine, and how it literally is your life for the next few weeks.
Right. Yeah. There's so many great players, across state, across the country. It's super hard. And sometimes, you might not get selected for all of them, might not be on all the lists. But when I am at those big showcases, big events, it just comes down to doing what I love, which is playing the game and competing. So I try not to make it more than that. I just try to focus on doing my thing, and I just try to let the rest take care of itself.
Yeah, I mean, I love how you said do what you love. Like, it all goes back to like your why. Like, your why, Jack, seems like it's just because you love the game. Like, that's just your therapy. That's just your home away from home. Like, I feel like if there's anyone watching who maybe hasn't ever experienced that and maybe is like on the fence, I feel like sports is such a good tool to help you grow as a person, because I'm sure, Jack, you can say, but like it has molded you into the person who you are today.
Right. Yeah. I think the why is a huge thing. Because whenever you have a bad game, or you don't feel like getting up at 5 a.m. to go do a lift, you gotta go back to your why. And if you really don't have a why, you don't love the game, you're not gonna make it as far. So I would encourage anyone that you said will be watching or anything to find your why for sure.
Let's go maybe to more of like a life off the field kind of perspective. People see you and they're like, oh my gosh, he's this high prospect in high school. He's going to LSU, all these things. But they don't really know you, and they don't really know what people like you go through when it comes to mental health, when it comes to the lessons you have to learn the hard way, things like that. What are some of the things you do kind of just when you need to take a breather and you need to like take a step back and just focus on all the right things? I guess what are some things you do to stay grounded and also allow yourself to not be so overwhelmed?
Yeah, big thing Coach Bass says too is like, baseball's what you do, not who you are.
Mm,
And that's a big thing. You can't put your whole life rely 100% just falling and going up on baseball. So I try never to get too high or too low, no matter what's happening. And then off the field, the things I love to do is I love to hang out with my friends. I love to listen to music. And then whenever I can hunt, I love to hunt. And then LSU football, any sports really is what I like to do.
you said you like to hunt.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's your like favorite place to hunt around here?
I got a friend who's got a big camp up in St. Francisville, and he's got some nice deer that we've hunted over the last couple years, and that's always been the most fun for me.
How important is it to find things that just really bring you joy that maybe isn't around your sport? I mean, obviously your ultimate source of joy comes from the Lord, but like when it comes to baseball and you kind of just need to take a step back, like how important is it for an athlete to find things that just make you happy that aren't your sport?
Yeah, I'd say baseball is like thing that makes me brings me a lot of happiness. But then everyone needs a break. You can't do it every single day for so long.
Yeah.
So whenever I need a break, I like to just kind of chill out, hang out with my friends because I feel like, taking a break's big. You take your mind off it for a couple of days, you'll come back even better. So that's something that's been huge for me. Sometimes I don't want to take time off, but sometimes it's the best thing to do.
What is the best piece of advice that you've been given, maybe by a coach, a mentor, something that just left an impact on your heart and you still take with you to this day?
I'd say there's a lot of things, people have told me that stuck with me. A big thing just in life really that I've, stuck with is like, and it's I've learned from baseball is like, whenever you fail, just like keep going because in baseball it's a big failure game. The best succeed three out of 10 times, so you're still failing a ton. And so in life, whenever something's going bad, you just push through it. That's really what baseball has taught me, and what my coaches and teachers have taught me.
Yeah, I want to bring light to the fact that you're a student athlete, and that's like not an easy thing. It's like people will say, "Oh, I could do that," but you probably literally couldn't. Like, you wake up, and I know that from people at Catholic have told me, Catholic really like it's it's strict, but it helps you be organized. It helps you build routine. I mean, you're waking up at what 7 a.m., maybe earlier sometimes. And walk me through your routine of just a typical, I guess, Catholic student as a baseball player.
So we get there. I mean, we have before school lifts once a week for baseball. So, we have 6 a.m. lifts, and so that's once a week. But on just a normal school day, we need to be there by 7:30. We got to wear a collared shirt, belt, khakis, and dress shoes. And if you don't have that, if you don't have your hair cut the right way, you'll get some discipline. Everyone kind of gets mad at it, but it's going to help us in the long term. It's shaping us into better people, and so it's a really disciplined school, and I used to not like that as much, but now as I've gotten older, I've kind of understood it more. And then right after school ends, we have tough classes. We have 8 periods, 50 minutes. It's tough. Our teachers are good, and then we go to practice from anywhere from 3 to 5:35, and then that's what we're doing right now in the fall. So that's a normal Catholic High day.
And then you still have to go home. You still have to do homework,
Right.
and then you eat dinner, and then you go to sleep, and then it's repeat. And so
Right.
I guess like it's just like it's a blessing, but it can be very tiring because it's like you're still in high school and you still want to enjoy being a high school student. But you do know ultimately when it comes to being on that baseball team, since it is so cutthroat and since it is so selected, like, it's I think what like 90 kids try out, only what like 18 made it.
Yeah, we get anywhere from like 90 to you know over 100 try out, and about like 16 to 18 make it per year. So it's challenging. All the players on the team are great. So it's a challenge every day, but it's fun to compete against the best.
Yeah, what is the process like with tryouts? Can you walk me through that?
So yes, ma'am. I came in 8th grade. So I tried out as an 8th grader for the freshman team, and it was, it's pretty hard. We had a lot of people try out. I think we had 16 people make it, and then from there, I mean, it was tough tryouts. It was like a 5-day tryout. The coaches, everyone's nervous because his first time in high school. Me as an 8th grader, I was really nervous. And then once you make it, you're on the freshman team, and you from there it's really a lot of fun because you get to know all the older guys, you learn from them, and it's kind of just a brotherhood from there on out.
Yeah, speaking of that, freshman, eighth grader going into freshman, wanting to make the freshman team. what's a piece of advice that you would have if someone's watching that is in that position, that is entering into that season where you were in, that maybe if you would have heard, it would have made it a little easier?
I'd say relax. Just take deep breaths. If you've been working hard and you do what you're capable of, you'll be just fine. So that's what I would say.
Okay, so I guess one of the last questions I have is, when it comes to Catholic, you guys obviously are a very successful program. You have a lot of great opponents. Your season will start here soon. What is the biggest goal this year, and how are you guys going to execute to achieve that goal?
The biggest goal I have is really to just enjoy the season with these seniors. These are the guys I came in with when I came in 8th grade, and so I want to win a state championship for them. And the way I think we're going to execute it is just keep doing what we're doing right now, just getting after it every single day, not taking any of the days for granted. Because these days might be the long fall days, but these are what's going to count. Whenever we get to the spring, we're playing in the big games with everyone there. These are the days that will pay off for us.
And who are some of those teams that are kind of opponents that may be a little tough to go against?
I'd say our first series against West Monroe. That's a 3-game series at home. They got a great team. They got great talent. They're like number 2 in the country in max preps right now. So
Mm.
it'll be a great challenge. And then we're going to Hoover. We went to a tournament in Hoover last year. We're going to the same tournament. Those are all the best teams in the country. So those are the two, main things I'm looking forward to, and those are the main best teams we'll see.
Is Hoover something that like all Division 1 schools could do, or is that just like Catholic?
No, we get pretty lucky.
Okay.
We're fortunate to go to it. It's like I don't know how many teams are there, probably like 30 or 40, maybe 50. I think actually 50, and so it's 50 of the best teams in the nation. They got Florida, Texas, Georgia, any of the states,
Mm.
all in Hoover, Alabama, right on the back fields of the Hoover Met, where they play the SEC tournament. So
Mm.
it's a lot of fun just going against the best, and it prepares us for the playoffs and the tough teams we'll play later on.
I mean, you're obviously playing baseball there. You're becoming better. You're prepared for the season, all these things, but you get to meet other players there. So I'm guessing you build relationships. Has there been any time where you've maybe built a relationship with another player that you're still friends with to this day from this tournament?
Yeah, I'd say, I got so many friends that I've made, over the years of travel ball. That's probably the main thing I've taken away from travel ball is just all the great relationships I have. Like, I whenever LSU's playing, Alabama, I was texting with my friends who's committed to Alabama saying, we were talking trash and stuff. So, I got a lot of friends and so many great people that I've met over the years. It's great to see.
And families too. I mean, obviously, you guys are with each other's families. Your families become close with other families. Do you think baseball has given you even a bigger family?
Right. Yeah. I mean, the moms, talk together because we play like one game a day and we'll go back to the hotel kind of in the middle of nowhere, the middle of Georgia, and so there won't be a ton to do. So it's just your teammates and the families, and you become so close with them. So I definitely say I become friends and family with a lot of other families.
All right, last question. What are some, I guess, tips that you have for the younger guys who are watching that are, kind of wanting to be where you are, commit to LSU or even SEC school, or wanting to play college ball at that? What is some tips that you have, maybe when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to, I guess, just becoming better at the bat? What would you tell them?
I just tell them to be themselves. Everyone's got their own skill set, and don't try to be someone else. Find what works for you, and then you keep working every day. From when you're young, you're just getting 1% better every day. It adds up, and you'll pass the people who are maybe ahead of you if you just keep working every day. That's what I would say.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. Well, guys, if you guys want to, watch him play, Catholic plays when? When's your guys' first game?
Beginning of February, I think.
At beginning of February versus West Monroe. Is it home or is it away?
Our first game's away against St. Paul, but our first home series will be against West Monroe.
Okay, so if you guys want to come out and go watch, the Bears, there you go. Jack, what are your socials so people can keep up with you?
My Instagram is at Jack Ruckert1.
Okay, and what's your Twitter?
Jack Ruckert, no spaces, all lowercase.
All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, episode. Thank you, Jack, again for coming on. Makes the world to kind of just have you make the time and effort because I know that you have practice and all these things. And so thank you again. And just wanted to say thank you and for Area Insurance for partnering with us. And yeah.
Thank y'all for having me.